shamed Bruno Langley is scared other women will try and cash in on his sex attack conviction, saying he groped them when drunk, according to reports. The ex-Koi star, 34, who swerved jail after admitting he groped two women by the crotch and breasts on a boozy night out in Manchester, fears other women may come forward to allege he groped them. Earlier this week, Manchester Magistrates Court heard that Langley had admitted that he had a problem with alcohol and on occasions could not remember the morning after his drinking binges. A friend of the actor told the Daily Star, by admitting he couldn't remember what happened he has opened himself up to opportunists. Langley was handed a 12-month high-level community order and slapped with an electronic tag on Tuesday. He must sign the sex offenders register for 5 years and pay £250 in compensation to each victim. He wept in the dock as he was handed the sentence, as the judge told him it will be difficult for him to ever work as an actor again. The shamed former Coronation Street star had been told by the judge at Manchester Magistrates Court earlier that the 2 counts of sexual assault could spell a jail term of at least 12 months. But, after speaking to probation services, the district judge decided to sentence Langley within the magistrate's court, rather than sending his case up to Crown Court for another date. The judge told him, "On that evening your conduct was quite disgraceful, indeed degrading. On a number of occasions you sexually assaulted females whilst being on licensed premises." District Judge Hadfield told the defendant his actions were serious for all concerned, the 2 victims concerned and also for you. He described how Langley had lost his good name as well as his employment. "You now seem to accept you have a problem with alcohol," he added. He said he accepted that Langley's expression of remorse was genuine but noted that Bruno's intoxication was not mitigation but an aggravating feature of the case. Bruno has issued a statement of remorse, branding his own behavior disgusting. "I sincerely apologize to the people involved and affected by my disgraceful behavior on the evening of 30th September. I have absolutely no memory of what happened because of excessive alcohol consumption and it was for this reason that I behaved completely out of character. However, I take full responsibility for my actions that night." He added, "Since this incident I have been dealing with, and confronting some personal issues that I have never addressed, and I am also getting help for an alcohol problem, so that this does not ever happen again." The court heard how Langley, 34, groped his 2 victims in an alcohol-fueled attack at Manchester's Band-on-the-Wall venue in the early hours of Sunday the 1st of October. His defense team claimed Langley was pleading guilty to both charges to spare his victims from the stress of having to give evidence in an open court. The former Koi actor's lawyer described Langley as a man who has alcohol issues and clearly a man who has health issues, but argued that he was of good character with no previous convictions. His client, he said, was not a serial groper and described the attacks as an isolated incident which was alcohol-fueled. The first victim detailed how Langley had attacked her at around 1 a.m. as she was retrieving her coat from the music venue so she could head home. As she made her way back towards the stair, Langley grabbed her in the crotch, the court heard. At the time of the assault, Langley was stood with 2 friends, a male and a female, the court heard. The male friend is said to have told the woman victim of the assault, "Oh my God, I'm really sorry." Door staff arrived and then identified Langley, the court heard. The victim went to the toilet where another woman, the second victim, described to her how she too had been molested by Langley, the court heard. The second victim had told him to stop, but Langley proceeded to approach a third woman and grab her breasts and rear. The prosecutor told the court that, although Langley was not charged with assaulting this third woman, the incident was indicative of his behavior on that night. The second woman described how Langley had grabbed her forcefully and how it lasted for a couple of seconds before she managed to push him off. Langley just kind of shrugged it off, the woman told police. The woman described how the incident left her feeling disgusted, and when she went to her friends, one of them described how she had also been grabbed in an intimate place by Langley, the court heard. The court heard that Langley was not charged with this fourth incident, although the prosecutor again described it as indicative of that night. Bruno, who played the first openly gay character on the ITV soap, made his debut as Todd Grimshaw in 2001. He left after the first allegation was made public and released a statement shortly before he was charged. In the statement, he thanked his co-stars for their support but said he was leaving the show. "Sadly, I will no longer be working on Coronation Street. Acting on the show has been the fulfillment of a personal dream. Playing the role of Todd Grimshaw since I was 17 years old has been a huge part of my life, and an absolute honor. I would like to thank all of my friends who work on the show for their love, friendship and support during this extremely difficult period." However, his character is still appearing nightly on screen as Todd's current storyline plays out for the next few weeks. There is no word yet from Coronation Street as to whether show bosses will decide to scrap Langley's scenes now he is a convicted sex offender.